Greetings, greetings, greetings. No, we're not in the lab. We're not in the lab. We're not in JL. We're not in Justice League headquarters, but we're in the other headquarters. We're in Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. We're in the headquarters HQ. We're in HQ. We represent right now. We are here. We are here, and glad to have our family with us. We got with us our sister Janiqua in Gonga, and so she in the house right now. My sister, how are you? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing excellent, doing excellent. You know, we roll with it, we roll with it. And so we said, all y'all out there, share. Because it's a special event going on. And this is, again, the second time in Savannah, in Chatham County. I just put it like that. So we're going to throw this up here right now, let y'all see it. And then we're going to be engaged in some other things. Y'all know we're going to do that introduction stuff, but we're going to throw this out here right now. The Isis Movement Festival is happening. It is happening. It is going on. It's about to kick off like on tomorrow. You got that celebration component right there, April 6th. But then you got right here where, again, April 3rd through the 6th. This is what happened in Savannah, Georgia. Brought on by our sister, Janiqua. Bam, making it happen. And so now, my sister, we're going to bring it back up. We got some other too we're going to show. But we got to do this right. Who are you? Who are you?
So I am EIJ, Janiqua Nganga. I am a priestess of both Yoruba and Congo spiritual traditional systems. A priestess of what some people may be familiar with, which is called Ifa Orisha. That's the Yoruba system. And a Bukongo tradition. Also Afro-Cuban Palomayombe. I'm also a holistic wellness coach. So I help people, mainly women, women of color, get their mind, body, and soul in alignment to manifest greatness in their life and understand their purpose.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. And we'll be delving more into that because this is what's happening, what this weekend is about. So, but we got to do this right here. We got to do this right here. And some people, when I ask this question, they get all esoteric, but I might say, no, we just keeping it real. We just keeping it real, like how black folks going through, And we got to ask this question. We are like, who your people? Who your people?
I know that's right. My people are from Savannah, Georgia. Born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. I think I lived in Summerville, South Carolina for about 7 years when I was a child. But Savannah, Geechee girl.
Damn. And so we're going to throw it out there. She's Summerville. She up there, Summerville side, and she right here in the port city in Savannah. So,
absolutely.
So I'm going to say like this. Some of your people went to Herschel V. Jenkins High School, Herschel Vespasian High School right here, HVJ. Some of her people went right there. Yeah.
Yes, some of my people did. Yes, they did. I think I have an auntie or two that went to school with you. At least one I know.
That's right. Again, HVJ in the house, Heavens V. Jenkins High School, Eastern Avenue, right here. I try to tell y'all, the Warriors all around. That's right. So now.
I also went to Savannah State. I graduated from Savannah State. So there you go.
That's right. Tiger territory. Understand that. That's right. This is what the deal is. Like I told some people, I'm a modifier. I said that you don't go to a grasshopper to know who the tiger is. You go to a tiger and find out from the tiger who the tiger is. Some of y'all be running around here going to grasshoppers, listen to grasshoppers, then y'all gonna spit out to me. But the grasshopper say about who I am. You don't do that. You go to the tiger, you go to that lion to find out who the lion is, because the lion and the tiger can tell you who they are. And so that's our sister right there. So we got this for her too right now. So we got to throw this out there and say, who inspires you? Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Who inspires me? My family. My family really inspires me. Definitely like my grandfather and my mom, my aunties. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
And my dad's side too. I have a lot of people. My grandfather started a business that my great grandfather started a business in 1923. So my grandfather has always inspired me to be an entrepreneur, be a go-getter in life. And my aunties and mom and dad, they all were hardworking people. So yeah.
So I'm gonna say this right here. I ain't about to get killed right now. She ain't named. We could give them names, but she ain't get them names. But so I don't want
No,
nobody.
I didn't look at the names.
So she ain't say none of the name. So I don't want nobody to think that, hey, Jamal stopped her from saying the names. Not me, not me. We got Mark in the house. We got Mark, our brother Merrick after dark in the house. Ain't no Wolverine inspired her. Ain't no Wolverine. So get out there for that foolishness. But again, that's that propaganda stuff. That's what we fighting right now. Who is a lion? We are lions. That's what we are, lions. No, it's no poor child, because again, she's been touched by God, because God is the first alumnus of HBJ. Sister Rhea Scott, we're glad to have you as always. Again, we say thank you. We thank you all y'all checking out the show. So, but we're gonna move on to this right here, because she ain't said no name. Because Dawn, I gave her the chance to say the name, Dawn.
Yes, Dawn Tilson. That's one auntie among many.
So Don,
look, we got Jan and Bentley, Don Tilson, Nathaniel Tilson, my mom Joycelyn Tilson.
So I don't want nobody coming at me. Don see me out there when she's sewing some of them sweetgrass baskets, other stuff like that, and then she be like, Jamal. Well, actually gonna use the other name. She's gonna call me out. She like, how you let Nico be on there? And he said, no, ain't on me. So now what we're gonna do this right here. What song or songs give you that What songs get the songs out there that give you that that make you like or it could be artists. Some people say artists, artists, who give you, when you hear them, like, bam, take you to that other level.
Okay, so new school or old school? Because now I like Afrobeat. I like Wizkid and Burna Boy. I like that type of music, that genre of music. But back in the day, the 99, 2000s, I have to say the Hot Boys, that era. Okay. Yeah. But now I'm in at this age, I like Afro beats.
Okay. She went to New Orleans. She went straight New Orleans on us. So, hey, but that's what it's about. It's all good. That's what we're going to do. So now we got this happening. I got some other stuff that I'm be throwing up. But again, I want people to know you have this happening this weekend. The Isis Moon Festival from the 3rd to the 6th. What is that about? What is this? What is the thing? Isis Moon. What is that about? Isis Moon Festival.
So Isis Moon is my organization. It is it's a cultural organization and it's a wellness center. So like I said, I help people bring their mind, body, and spirit in alignment so they can see good things in their life and elevate their energy, know their purpose. We do various things from like yoga to help the body to mental meditations. So I have different services that I help people with that. And with the cultural organization side, it is my goal to bring awareness, especially to Savannah, my city, to people to understand more about African spirituality. Also for people who are not from our area to understand more about the Gullah Geechee culture and to know about Savannah, So this festival is bringing all that in alignment. So we have a retreat for a few days. The first few days is a retreat. It's a private retreat for people who are coming from all over to come and stay and visit Savannah, enjoy some services that I'll be offering them. And on the last day, the finale day, we're doing our procession to the river, and then we're doing a drumming circle. We'll be celebrating various different orishas of the Ifa Orisha system. And I left something out in Congo. So we actually just did a forum discussion and conference about Congo and how it shows up in different aspects of culture in our area. And so I'll be doing that again. I'll be offering another discussion tomorrow about Congo. So I'm bringing all that together to celebrate, as well as celebrating women. It's really important for us to remember that we celebrate the divine feminine. So celebrating the women that were a part of our ancestry that really impacted us, and the women that are currently here in our community that do a lot we'll be doing that on Friday. We'll be celebrating women and everything that women bring to the table for our community. That's what it is.
Yes, my sister, and I'm gonna say this to you. My brother Bernard Brown, America After Dark, he said, call me the straight shooter. That's why I got a straight shoot this right here. I wish you had a component for the men also, for the brothers also. I wish you had a component too, because here it is. I am talent. I am the talent for Ron Talbot. I'm the talent. But I gotta do also, I gotta do production stuff. I gotta do all that right. I gotta put stuff up. When we got a producer who sit down just looking at the show right now called Judas Hall, he just looking. He want me to run everything, but I still gotta talk to my sister, to my guests. But that's what happened. So see, because I need somebody, I need that. I need that moment, but it's for the sisters. So I'm like, next year,
not all of it.
No, I'm just saying that component right there. Next year, have some for the brothers, because for me to stick around here, I gotta do what you call. I need something to help me mentally, physically, and spiritually. So yes,
I say you're right.
So so yes, and so those of you last year also saw some of the things we did, and so I gotta do this right here. I gotta make this happen right here too, because the African spirit was there at a point,
yes.
Down there by the river, and then but some of y'all saw another component where the police came at the African spirit, had the African spirit surrounded on River Street, and so we threw it out, and we said this right here. So Black folks, when they want to celebrate their culture, even in our own city, they will try to handle us. So again, and that's why it's so important for this festival that's going on right now for Black folks, and actually anybody to not get in tune and understand and respect culture, because we are not right now in a climate they don't respect culture and history. And guess what? If you allow it not to be respected, it falls by the wayside. And then guess what? You are like a leaf in the wind. Wherever they blow, they tell you that you are nothing, you can't achieve. You will believe that. And I'm going to say not everybody. There's going to be some people who are in tune to who they are, but there's going to be some others. They're going to believe it, and they're going to do all the scandalous, horrendous things to one another who people do just like them. And so that's why this festival, again, is so important for us to support and be there and make some things happen. And so, my sister, how can they get in touch with you? Because we're going to engage in some other things, because we got some video footage too for us to have this conversation about. But go ahead.
Okay. Yes, they can get in touch with me through my email, admin@isis-moon.com, or just go to the website, isis-moon.com, and all my information is on there. And Instagram and Facebook is IsisMoon_org.
All right. Yes, indeed. And so last year, something interesting happened. We engaged in a conversation. And this person came. He was there, one of the people, and that, in fact, he began to throw some stuff out there. And he's not from Savannah. He's not from Georgia. He's not from Carolina. But he threw some stuff out there.
You see that?
Yes, sir. This is Baba right here from the Congo. He's the Congo. Right. And go ahead and share what you just said.
Well, when I found out, because my intuition in this country, everywhere the Congolese descent came, I can feel it. The first thing I felt is Savannah, Georgia, the Geechee Island. And the first thing I knew that I found this book is a brother from Florida, but from Savannah, Savannah, Georgia, who told me about this book. So I go to Amazon,
yes, sir.
And this book is called The Slave Community, 1859. And all the people came from that boat, came straight from Congo.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So the people here used to speak Kikongo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when I bought the book, in the back way where they do the speaking of the slave telling about the Nima, Mwombo, I cried because I knew these are my people.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And through the young information, I met Satchmo in Congo when I was 12 years old. He came to the Congo, Louis Armstrong.
Yes, sir.
And that was my history to come here.
Right. And so with regard to when we talk about the Wanderer, this is what it is. And then when we tell y'all about what happened. So yeah, we're right here at the Isis Moon Festival. And so right here in Savannah.
That's
so we sign out. Peace and blessings.
Right.
Yes, indeed. So Baba shared something, And some of y'all had heard me talk about, heard the Spirit talk about the wanderer. That is the last step to bring Africans from Africa to the state of Georgia. This is 1858. This is like 6 months before the weeping time that will take place in 1859. So, and when I talk about, I said that when they take them to Jekyll Island, that there's this man, this elderly African man, that because they have taken children with them. And in fact, we shared this at the Isis Moon Festival. So what then happened? That again, he begins talking to the children. And so this elderly man, this African man, is looking like, wait a minute, y'all kidnapped children from my people. And y'all had kidnapped me as a child. And so then guess what? And so the long and short, a part of the story is that the people that wandered, those Africans kidnapped when it was illegal and brought to a place called Georgia. They're on Jekyll Island in Glenn County, Georgia, but they're also in a place called Savannah, Georgia. Some of the descendants of the wanderers are in Savannah, Georgia. And if some of y'all have seen another video I did that I'm going to talk about where some of them are residing at, in a place called Tatumville. Right there off of Duran. That's where some of the descendants of the wanderers, those Africans. So when Bob was talking to the Bakongo people, some of the folks in Tatumville tied to Bakongo people, and he was talking about that. I was like, that's why we got to have those connections, those ties. And it was, I had to put him up there. And so I said, and I posted that on TikTok, but I said, I got to rehash that because we got Sister Janika right here, who's good from a great family that went to H3J. All them haters out there. But anyway, go ahead, Sister, and discuss the other elements that will be there, and some folks will be around.
Yes. So I'm glad you brought that video up. I forgot Papa Tito's. That's Papa Tito Sampa. He was at the festival last year, and he is a native from Brazzaville, Congo, and I met them. I can't remember what year it was that I met him, maybe 2016 to 2017 at the Congo Square in New Orleans. And they hosted me to visit the Congo. So I've been to the Congo twice. So he taught me a lot. And one of the things that he said in that video is what I gathered from him when I first met him was about that book called The Slave Community. Because when I met him, I told him I was from Savannah. And he was like, the Gullah Geechee people, a lot of the words that they speak, those are Kikongo words. So from there he started, and he told me about the book. He was saying that it's in the book. So when you came last year and you were talking about the descendants, I knew that the Wanderer had 400 plus ancestors from the Congo, from what I believe. But I didn't know that a lot of the descendants were in Tatumville. So yeah, but so me being a priestess of Congo spirituality and culture, it's really important because I was a priestess of this particular tradition before I found out. I did my DNA on my father's side before my father passed away, and found out that that side of my ancestry traces back to 4 different tribes in the Congo. So everything lined up, and it makes sense because my people from Savannah. So yeah.
Powerful story. So here goes someone not from here who knew information about us. So that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Here goes somebody not from the U.S., but he knew our story. So when he found
exactly,
so he knew the story. And so, and just like right now in the Congo, you all know what's happening. Some of y'all know what's happening in the Congo. Some of y'all don't know, and some of y'all ignore it. That right now in the Congo, for us to operate these cell phones right here, you got our ancestors, our people, our relatives right now in mines, children, girls, women, teenagers right now being harvesting the cobalt and all the stuff for your lithium for you to operate your phone. And there's a tragedy, a massacre that's happening in the Congo, and nobody cares about it. That you're going to see 4-year-olds, you see young children out there harvesting this stuff for us to have these devices to operate these very things we call podcasts and all this right here. And they are Bakongo people. They're our people. And
our people.
If anybody should be concerned about this, are people from Savannah, Georgia, Chatham County, Georgia, that is getting coastal Georgia, coastal South Carolina, northeastern Florida, southeastern North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tejas, all that, Cuba, all that. What we're going to do right now, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back to our sister, but we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be right back. This is Run Tell That with our sister, Sister Janika. Isis Moon Festival happening this weekend right here, starting tomorrow.
Savannah, Are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
This is Ron Talbot, and we're here in the HQ, the headquarters, Hot 200 Savannah and the world. We are right here with our sister Janiqua, and she is the creator and the founder of Isis Moon Festival. We're going on, but I'm going to say to all y'all, support our supporters. And so right now, you heard my sister throw some things out there. She said something, and you heard Baba going to talk about, he discussed about the Bakongo people. So y'all talk about Kim's Cafe. I know one of y'all out there saying, now why Jamal tripping like that? Why he playing with us like that? Because, he need to bring that up since he brought it up about the Congo. So, at Kim's Cafe, you can get that big bitty over there. That big bitty. So y'all, bitty. Oh, excuse me. Y'all get that big bitty. So y'all like, bitty? Yeah, bitty is a Kikongo word coming from the Congo people that stands for chicken. Yeah. Julius Hall like to go to Kim's Cafe and get their chicken. Bernard Brown like to go there and he lick all his chicken fingers. Then James Brown also go and lick all his fingers because they're going to get that bitty. Because bitty gives us the word bitty that stands for chicken. And some people going to say baby chicken. So again, that's why when Baba was saying all this about our connection and tie, that is tied to us in the culture. And so we say Cafe. We say One Price Clean is located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80. Chef Food and Gas on the Gwinnett and Style Streets in Savannah, Georgia. Don't ride by, stop by. David Johnson Bozeman Law Firm offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. And so, my sister, I'm going to do this right here. I got to do this right here because, again, this is a part of what you had us go and do at the Isis Moon Festival last year. And I think some of the audience need to understand that. And we're going to delve deep in this with regards to why the work that you do is so crucial and important. Now, I'm going to throw it out there because I had a conversation with some people this morning. So, the one brother, my nephew, in fact, I said this to him. Listen here. I said, for me to be here right now, can you imagine what it was like for that little boy and that little girl who was beaten, who was brutalized, who was tortured, and they still had to live another 50 years? And guess what? They made it possible for you to be here. So they endure far more than what we even go through to deal with some of the people we got to deal with today. They dealt with more trauma, more things that we can't even conceptualize. They dealt with more of that. And so, guess what? You still each day. Each day is a new day. Each day is a new bright day, and you continue to plant the seeds. You continue to put it out there. And that it might sometimes work, or not might. What's going to happen? Some places that you thought would not even sprout up at, it will sprout up. So, my sister, why do we need to have the healing? Why is that important?
We definitely need healing as a people. Coming from Savannah, and I've noticed in a lot of cities similar to Savannah, New Orleans, Charleston, to raise the vibration of the people living, we want to give reverence to our ancestors and raise them, as we raise them, they raise us. So the healing helps us all collectively, to grow, to elevate, to prosper. So my specialization is in the spiritual aspect of things. So really bringing people aware of what ancestor veneration is really all about, and take away a lot of the myths about it, and help our people to grow and understand collective community healing, how that works, and working with your ancestors and working with one another. That in itself is healing. That's a healing part of a big part of it, community healing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said again, and in your travels, and sometimes people often try to make it seem like it's just in Savannah, and so that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
so glad that you said you've seen it when you've gone to Charleston, when you've gone to New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans, and so people make it
Mm-hmm.
seem like it's just us or that somebody. I'm not attacking anybody right now. I'm not attacking anyone right now. But you have people who come from New York, people who come from LA, people come from Atlanta. Then they come here and they make it seem almost like we're in the dark ages, like with regards to
Right.
understanding that we don't have no light, and then they act like they are so illuminated there, when I'm like saying, wait a minute, in the tri-state area, y'all doing the same thing in the tri-state area. You might
Mm-hmm.
have some understanding, your family might
Mm-hmm.
have some understanding, but collectively, do we see the understanding? We don't see it. And so then
Right.
that person in LA, I might say, let me just go to South Central. Let me go to Inglewood and see what's happening over there. And then I go and sit, I see that right there. Then I go and say, I said, listen here, you know that areas that we see. They're gonna say in Atlanta is like a third world nation, and they're gonna say lower income nation in the
Mm-hmm.
world. But then you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
do that. I'm like saying no. So
Mm-hmm.
collectively, we need y'all to understand we're all in this
Yes.
together, and that what we
Yes.
work on it together. That we don't go and say one is better than the other. What we gonna look at and saying, hey, if we got some goodness over here, how can we spread it, or do we see it in that other area, and then help those brothers and sisters not go forward with regards to it. And that's a part, again, that collective work. And that's why I want to say the collective support. And that what would you like to see with regards to your event?
Well, one of the things I really want people to know and what I would like to see is that this is not a religious based event or thing, organization. It's spiritual. So meaning that from any background, Baptist, Catholic, whatever, Jew, whatever, this is about us as a people and us understanding where we come from, the culture, embracing our culture, and really taking it as ours. It's a lot of people from Savannah don't know that they're Geechee. They don't know. I don't know how they don't know, but a lot of people don't know where our background, what our background is about. So, bringing people together, regardless of religious background, is one thing. And then the next thing I would like to see is people really embracing the idea of my ancestors did this, and I'm going to remember my ancestors. It's not about worship, it's about remembering, it's about reverence. And I've even given an example to people all the time, like the money that people chasing, ancestors, not ours particularly, but somebody's ancestors. They own the $100 bill, the $5. Those are people, and people chasing that, and they worship money. So, and I tell women, they go to the nail shop, they go get their nails done. The first thing they see at the register is a little Buddha with some oranges and whatever. That's them venerating their ancestors. So when other people from other cultures, like Asians, white, whatever, when they venerate their ancestors, it comes off as whimsical. It's nice, it's okay. But when we venerate our ancestors, people run from it, and it shouldn't be that way. So I want people to understand it's okay to remember and lift up your ancestors and embrace your culture. Those are the main things I think I want people to understand and take away from this event. And of course, really have a great time, because this is something we're going to be doing every year, no stop.
And just to share this, and that's the same thing I share with folks. I said the money that we have, they have their people on it, and it is, again, they are acknowledging their people. You celebrate something called President's Day. Some celebrate Robert E. Lee's birthday. You celebrate George Washington. You celebrate, and that is what's going on. That's when y'all go and do this stuff, and we go and make that disconnect. That's why I say you're like a leaf in the wind, that you are a grasshopper trying to talk about stuff that you don't even know. And that I tell for other folks, I say, when you got inside your house, you got the photographs of your grandmama, your granddaddy, your mom and daddy up there, even if they're no longer here. That's exactly what's going on. Just like in Hot 200 Savannah, we make sure we got the 2 baseball caps of HBJ in here. Jenkins is all up in here because we have a sacred space right here because Jenkins is sacred ground, even though the producer tried to fight it. But again, that's why we're working on him. We're working on his mind. We're working on his mind, and the rest of them, Bernard Brown, we're working on their minds so they can understand, come to heaven, come to paradise. So, but yeah, so you got streets. You go down Bull Street. You travel down street. What do you think is going on? It's about commemoration and celebration. But then, and some of y'all
and all the squares, all the little squares named after people.
Yes, and that's it exactly that. And so right now, just like Savannah, you have honorary streets right now. Because again, it is celebrate Lexi Aiken, Flage Show, and again, you know, the latest one, Reverend Matthew Southall Brown. So again, we make it seem like it's something foreign because somebody else induces. Malcolm said, "Who made you hate yourself?" And that's what happened. Somebody else got into your head to make you hate yourself and that disconnect from it. So then that way I can shape you into the creature that I want you to be. Understand?
Absolutely.
Somebody make you disconnect from who you are to now shape you into the creature that they want you to be, not who you are, not your destiny. Your destiny is greatness. And so we're going to throw this video out here too, because again, this is coming from Baba too, and then we're going to engage in some conversation about this too. So again, he put some things out there, and we was right there with him, saying, I was like, okay, because there's a lot more to it, but we ain't going to give you all of it, but yeah, this is some stuff he put out.
Catholic, he's a Protestant. He's a Jehovah's Witness. We cannot even sit together because I'm better. And you say, I'm better. I'm better. Who's benefiting? The guy who brainwashed us. Yeah. So, like he was saying, they watch you going crazy.
Yes, sir.
Same here in America. We go after each other and they say, you see, that's what we want. And then some of us say, I'm no African. Soon you say that, you're losing all your power.
Yes, sir.
Because you don't like yourself.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Very important. Well, I don't have a language. You have Ebonics, that's a language.
All right.
I'm really against it with black people who say, I don't want to teach. I was here when that word Ebonics, what you used to call it. You didn't call that Ebonics. You came in the 70s.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So please, don't deny who you are.
Okay.
Shay.
How do you address that? What's your thoughts with regard to that? Deny who you are.
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm just because the Isis Moon Festival deals with some of this right here. You know, deny who you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And help reclaim who you are.
Absolutely. It's definitely something that we as a people, we need to work on reclaiming. That's why I say the culture, embracing the culture. You know, I remember one time when people always thought like, Savannah, they always thought Savannah was country. Nobody was talking about coming here. Now everybody want to come to Savannah, you know, and the people from Savannah, we should be proud and happy and embracing our culture, you know. So reclaiming who we are, remembering who we are, all of that is a part of this festival, is to get people on board, like I said, regardless of your background, to know, oh, this is ours. You know, this is what my ancestors built. This is, you know, we have something. Savannah is a beautiful city. We have beautiful culture. People need to know about it, and we need to be proud of it.
Absolutely. And then coming down to it, where part of the festival was held at, it was in an area that where some of your people were tied to that area. And so you collaborate with God because we got to talk about land. Land is important to us. Land is important to us. So as you know, and discuss why you think land is important. Why is that essential for us to cleave to the land, to have the land and hold on to the land?
Very important because for one thing, as you know probably better than I do, that, you know, keeping our land and keeping it, and so we can pass it on to the next generations is important. Because my example, like you brought up, I found out right before the last festival we had last year that on my father's side, Many of my ancestors were from the Pinpoint area, and Montgomery, I believe that area over there. And I didn't know all my life because I really was just, coming into understanding more about my father's side of the family. And so once I started talking to the elders and I learned that that's where they were from, and I'm thinking like, this is beautiful. This area is beautiful. And most of the people that I know on that side of the family, they don't really have, and they also have land on Sapelo. But I didn't know this, I'm just learning this I'm almost 50. So, it's important for us to keep our land. That's richness right there, and being able to pass it on to the next generations. And the land itself, Mother Earth itself is a beautiful thing, to be able to have your own land and be able to grow on your own land and thrive is very important for us to start realizing and getting connected to the earth. Like, we need to get our hands back on the earth and working with the earth is very important. It's very spiritual.
Absolutely essential. And that when you discussed it last year and had the conversation like that, that's right. Montgomery, Pinpoint, all those areas over there, and that here go other people. They want it. They see how beautiful it is also, and they want it and they desire it. And so here go the people that the Most High has put the blessing in our hands, and we turn it over. The blessing put in our hands, we turn it over. The blessing again put in our hands, we turn it over. And finally, the Most High said, "I'll give you the opportunity." But you all have basically turned over the blessings that I've given to y'all. And so now here go these other people who come in and take it, and you serve your blessing.
They see the value.
That's right. They take it, and then we around here floundering, trying to figure out why we're in the condition that we're in right now. Again, unify, hold on to your land, hold on to your land as a part of your culture, part of who you are. And so now we move to this element too. Why is water important? Why is water important to us? What's the significance of water for us?
Just like I said, all the elements are important. So just like I said, Mother Earth and getting your hands in the land and growing, that's spiritual. That's important because there's life there. Water has life too. A lot of people don't understand that water actually, I think there's been some scientific studies that water has a memory. So you can speak into a glass of water and pretty much program it to do what you want it to do. Program it that when you pray over your water, you're speaking into it. And when you drink it, you can program that water to give you even more life and energy. So water is alive. And water, us being Gullah Geechee people, we are people that come from the water. We come from the water. So for us in these different African spiritual traditions, we do venerate different energies. We call, like in Ifa, we call Orisha. Certain Orisha are connected to different forms of water. So the river is connected to like one of the Orishas, Oshun, and the ocean connected to Yemoja, Olokun, and Savannah is at a particular spot where the river meets the ocean. Like, that's powerful. That's a lot of water. We got a lot of water in Savannah in the Gullah Geechee areas, and that is power. And our people live off the water. And the life that comes out of the marine life that comes out of the water. Like, it's very deep.
Absolutely. And that's a part of who we are. That's a part of our spirit. And we're going to take another break. We'll be right back. This is Sister Janiqua with the Isis Moon Festival that's going on. We'll be sharing some more about that. So we're going to take this break right now. And this break is tied to where we are right now in the HQ. Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. Check us on out. Digital radio platform, and we control it. We control it. It is our platform. It's for us. Again, it's music that touches your soul, music that takes you back in time, that you smile, you laugh, that you enjoy, that bring back the memories, and also music of today that make you throw the fans out too. Throw your fans out, throw the fan, wave them fans. And so you do all that. Hot 100 Savannah and the world. And that, again, you got the QR code right up there. We say go ahead and get that so you can listen to Hot 100 Savannah and the world. And so that way you are enjoying yourself, you're enjoying your people, you're enjoying those memories. And so also I got to do this right here. Now, this is another element right here. This is another element. Understand this right here. This is Our Black Media. This is our platform. But then there's some stuff that go on Our Black Media that is not Hot 21 fan in the world, but it's some foolishness that goes on with regards to Our Black Media. And I'm a part of this group right here who was opposed to this craziness.
Join us in the fight against alien cults and our alien nation.
Yes. Hot 21, excuse me. Our Black Media has this show called Our Alien Nation. We ain't down with that. No, we ain't down with that. And Mr. Leroy Crantrell, who y'all saw, who I'm down with, we fight them with regards because it's just a cult. That's all it is, just a cult. And I don't care what the producer said, him and them other ones, that's right, we fight them. So, but yeah, we back our sister Janiqua. So again, we ain't get you involved in that because we don't want you, because you know he gonna try to ask a question about that. We ain't down with that. That's why we do what we do. And they're trying to say they kidnapped Mr. Cantrell. They have not kidnapped Mr. Cantrell. Understand it? They have not kidnapped him. That's some propaganda foolishness again. It's some little mosquitoes and grasshoppers trying to talk about them lions like we are. We are lions. So again, Isis Moon Festival. And so my sister, again, the 3rd through the 6th. And how can people get involved? How can people contact you with regard to
that? Definitely go. I advise people to go take a look at the website. I have a lot of information on my website about the festival and about the organization itself. To be involved, again, I'm going to have this every year. Every year, the first weekend of April is the plan. And I love community support. So people can contact me directly via email or on social media, on the website, anywhere. Fill out the form on the website and let me know if they're interested in supporting in any kind of way. We're always looking for help. So, help with bringing things together because I'm big into aesthetics and I like for things to look very nice and organized. So I'm in need of help from the community whenever people are able to support. So they can contact me in any of those means.
All right. So our producer goes and says, because we do have an animated series that comes on Mondays. And so part of that series, Oshun is a part of the series. Oshun is right there as a part of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yes, that's a part. But what he's trying to do, he's trying to sweet mouth you. He's trying to sweet mouth you. He's trying to devil you up so that now you can be down with them in that Our alienation foolishness. That's what he's trying to do. But yeah, that is again a part of it. See, that's why I throw that caveat out there. Say yes, we do have the series, but that's what he's trying to do. So yes, and so now let y'all know this too. When she talked about she liked aesthetics and things like that, she liked things a certain way. That's her family. That she get that from her family. I'm just saying. I'm listening. I'm gonna say, that's her. At least I was gonna say the ones who I know. That's her auntie. I'm just gonna say it. Probably her mom and all that. I'm saying that's her family. If you know her family, if you know her auntie, stuff, that's how they are. When you see they always been. Since they were little girls, I'm just gonna say that. Since they were teenage, ain't nothing changed. That's exactly how they are. And Dawn even went to graduate school early. She graduated a year. Dawn, she had to graduate.
Didn't she?
Yeah, she graduated a year early. She didn't want to graduate in our class. Dawn had to go. Well, Dawn, okay, excuse me, what, Dawn? We all 8th grade together, all that. But Dawn go grab 12th grade. Dawn that left us, yeah. But yeah, so that's her aunties and them, and they'll see you on the street, and you see it's just like that. And so that's that wonderful part. But you're gonna see that sense of pride in who they are, having pride in who they are. And that is what we have to be focused on, pride in who we are and embracing truly who we are. And you heard me all say, again, those of you all listening, that again, this is not about us being creatures, but being the kings and the queens that we truly are. Understand our divineness, our divine self, that again, you are not here by accident. You've been ordained to be here, and you've been ordained to do some great things, not one thing, but great things. You are here to touch the lives of other people. And with this, that's what we see, people lives being touched, because again, there's an element to this festival that I go and throw out that again, it touches the lives of the people. When on the 6th, right there, again, you see, you go to the river. You go to the Westable River. Some know there's the Savannah River, the Kosala River, or the Savannah River. They go right there. And so again, right there, going to River Street, and with the procession, and that people are out there, and people now understanding, again, embracing the dance, not the dance of vulgarity, but the dance of life, the dance of life, the dance of power, the dance of creativity, the dance of genius, the dance that makes us connect to who we are and to all of our people, no matter who we are in humanity. And so,
absolutely.
And now I'll share this with you. I had I told a brother about it last year, about the festival last year. He said, "Wait a minute, is that the sister that's in Atlanta? Is that the sister? Is that the sister in Atlanta?" And he said,
was in Atlanta.
and what he then said, he said, "I didn't know that she was in Savannah." He like, "Are you sure she's in?" I said, "Yeah, the sister talked to me." I like, "Yeah, she right here." I'm like, "Yeah, she right here." So there's this following of people who know you from the Atlanta area, and they're like,
That's right.
they're like, "I didn't know that." So yeah, so you can speak to some of that again, because your foundation, your background. Sometimes some people like not realize, they think, Johnny come lately. You ain't no Johnny come lately. You've been here.
That's right. I'm from Savannah. I've been here, and I've lived in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta right now. I've lived in Atlanta for like 26 years, but of course I was coming home constantly because my family in Savannah. But so that's where that following came from, because I started my organization here in Atlanta, and I was led spiritually by my ancestors to get back home, go back home. Do this at home. Savannah needs this. And I came back home about 2.5 years ago. And I'm grateful that I did, because I came back home about 5 to 6 months before my father passed away. So I was able to spend time with him. And I've been on the ground. Like, this is important for me to help our community connect, to evolve, to elevate. And like you said, the divine self, like, we need to know. You need to know you're here for things, divine purpose, what you're here for. Why are we walking this earth? And connect as a community and lift up. Because one of the things too I wanted to touch on that you brought up is the drumming and the dance that happens. Like, this is not just a regular go drum in the park. When we drumming on Sunday, and the Orisha songs are being drummed and played, and the vibration from all that, the spirits of the land, the ancestors, all that is there. It's like, you can feel it. You can feel it. So it's powerful. It's not just a random thing. It's powerful. As we walking down to the river, we drumming, we chanting, we singing, some people dancing, and then afterwards we have a drum party. So it's something special for sure.
In fact, I had some of my people, my brothers, he's Trinidad, Jamaica, and so he was like, "Hey, listen, the festival's still going on. Like, the festival's going on." He said, "Well, we coming down. I'm like, "Okay," because again, and they just happened to come down. And so I had shared the information with them last year about, and they out the Atlanta metropolitan area. And so they were like, "Okay." In fact, he took some photographs. So he like, "Yeah, I got shots." And so he like, "I'm coming back." He like, "They're going to do the same procession." I was like, "Yeah, they're going to still do the same procession."
Same location.
So, yeah. And so just to share with y'all, when I had discussed about when the officers came up and they surrounded the African spirit, one of them didn't realize, said, "Oh, you tied to them up there." And I was like, "Yeah." And then that's what one of them, then he realized, he said, "That's not a knife or a sword." He was like, "I know." He said, "I knew what that was." I was like, So that's why, again, it becomes important for us to be in these places. And people like talking about spaces. I'm like, I ain't talking about, these places and spaces and stuff like that. I'm not saying no. When I'm talking places, I'm talking about sacred soil. I'm talking about sacred soil. I'm not talking about the phrases that we like to throw out, the pop culture phrases, spaces and places. I'm not saying, I'm talking about sacred places, sacred spaces. I'm talking about the sacredness of the things that we had talked about before. Not that somebody had to go and make it pop culture and say, "Yeah, this is a safe space right here." I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I'm talking about sacredness that has always been there, that wherever we tread, wherever we walk, wherever we sit down, wherever we rest, wherever we have our lodging, it is sacred to us, and we need to make sure we hold on to that. And this festival is one of the ways that we're able to do that, so people then go and respect who we are, because when they don't see us, they think that we never existed. And so just to throw it out there, because I had a conversation, because what's going on is that there are some brothers coming from the Maryland area. They're going to be here in July, and they're going to do a men's retreat with young boys, a rites of passage thing, and they are connected to Oyetunji. And so they were like, hey, Jabal, we're going to do this. We're going to get with you. We're going to go to Oyetunji also, but we're going to do this right here. So I'm setting them up with somebody else. They can do some lodging right there. And so again, but I was like, yeah, they need to be here, because some people don't realize that when we talk about Yoruba culture, talking about Congo culture, it was right there, and it was on River Street. You used to be able to see us down there. Some people may not remember it, that used to have the drummers and dancers from Oyetunji right there on River Street at times. Used to be able to see that on River Street.
Wow.
People, and that's when, and again, some people forgotten this right here, because now you don't see us on River Street. You don't see the local people on River Street anymore. You see the tourist people on River Street. Oh, let me back up. You see us, you do see us on River Street as workers. You see us as workers, but not as people enjoying the environment, because we were the ones that used to go down there. So I throw it out there, say, yes, Oyetunji and that spirit was right there on River Street. And the other folks who were from Castro and all the other brothers and sisters who were following those traditional African spiritualities right here in the city, they're down there understanding about the water. And so the Isis Moon Festival brings back, it helps to rekindle a part of that some people think is so foreign and so, like unattached. But I gotta throw this out just to let y'all know this is some new information for some people. Guess who was involved in the civil rights movement also in Savannah during the 1960s? You had Black Muslims who were here, especially in July 1963. And guess what? The origins of Oyetunji, they were right here also. Some people they were right. 1963 saying we are here, and that they went and put it forth. They put forth that they said that we want land for our people, for us to go ahead and preserve our culture. And guess what? 1963, King Asajiman was right here in Savannah, Georgia. But you don't never hear that being discussed in the civil rights story in Savannah. So on Run Tell That, we're giving you the exclusive information right now. Now I'll let y'all know, some of my students in Savannah State, they're reading this information right now because I gave it to them. But y'all hearing it on Run Tell That. So when you talk about civil rights, just like Baba was saying, that it ain't about you being Jehovah's Witness or being Catholic, being Christian, that it was all of us in it. But when you talk about that story, you think only NAACP and Chatham County Crusade for Voters, and they were here in particular for the Chatham County Crusade for Voters, letting them know we are here for you, Jose Williams. Wait a minute, Jose Williams, how he know? Yeah, they were here for Jose Williams and Ben Clark. So Ben Clark, the neighborhood called Benjamin Van Clark neighborhood, they were here for them. We give that to you on Run Tell That. So my sister, what I'm going to let you do, I'm going to let you close us on out with regards to thoughts and anything, information regarding the festival, and anything that you want to be, any words of inspiration to the people who are checking out the show.
Okay, I want to point out what you said too about Papa Tito's coming last year. Every year at the festival, I try to bring someone, host someone from across the continent, Haiti, Africa, to come in, an elder to come and share and bring us together. So this year I had to do a lot online, but every year I'm going to have someone come to join us in our celebration. But I definitely want to leave the word for my people in Savannah and surrounding areas to come join us, come have a good time. Reach out to me if you need to ask any questions. I'm here because this is going to be an ongoing thing, and our community will lift up, we will elevate. And I just want to say light, peace, and progress to everyone that's joined, everyone that's going to join, everyone that's watching right now. I appreciate the support from the people who have supported so far, and I look forward to the expansion. Come and enjoy Isis Moon Organization and Festival.
And this is the Isis Moon Festival that's going on this weekend in Savannah and Chatham County right here. And we give homage to our sister, to the family who's making it happen. Again, the 3rd through the 6th. And then we got that. And then we have this right here on the last day. That's for now. You'll be down on River Street. And so, again, contact our sister with regard to that and be showing the love. We're showing the greatness of who we are as a people. And so we got this right here that this is, I almost slipped because I was so enthusiastic about some things. So I got to throw this right here. Do this. So what is the greatest high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia? This is the most serious question of all.
The greatest high school. Well, I can only say what high school I went to, and you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that.
Go ahead and tell the truth, because again, your aunt is checking it out. So go ahead.
That's funny. I went to Windsor Forest.
We ain't care about that. Now See, she's rebellious. She's rebellious.
I went to Windsor Forest, so now I know. Look, my mama went to Savannah High. You and my auntie went to Jenkins. Hey, I don't know. I'm gonna let you have that.
She just messed up. It's 1800 Student Avenue, Harrisville v. Jenkins High, Heaven v. Jenkins High, Heaven v. Jenkins High School. This has been Ron Talbot, our sister Janiqua Nganga, who just messed up, talking about some Windsor Forest foolishness. We ain't this is Dr. Robert Bryan and his foolishness like that. So again, HBJ forever and ever. Amen. So this is Ron Talbot. We say check out all our shows on Our Black Media and check out hot2100savannah.com. So again, glad to have our sister Isis Moon Festival this weekend right here. We say to y'all,
Thank you.
Welcome. Peace and blessings.
Like that.